Token Smart Ring promises to replace your passwords, keycards, and badges with a tap of your finger. Either we have reached the passwordless future or we are strapping expensive confusion to our hands. On paper, it sounds wild. Biometric fingerprint unlock on the ring itself, a tamper-resistant secure element, FIDO2 support for passwordless login, NFC for doors and badges, Bluetooth for setup, and a battery that claims up to a week. Here is what caught my attention. The marketing suggests it can log you into Windows, open office doors, ride transit, and even authenticate online accounts like a hardware key. But here is the thing. I actually wore the Token Smart Ring daily for 3 solid weeks in the office, around town, and at the desk to see what is real and what is hype. I have put the direct link to check current pricing in the description, but before you click anything, let me show you what I discovered after 3 weeks of testing. Here is what the Token Smart Ring claims to do. It turns your finger into a secure key for physical and digital access. Passwordless login on supported devices and sites using FIDO2 or passkeys. Secure on-body biometric authentication with a fingerprint sensor and a certified secure element. Tap to enter access for compatible office doors and badges via NFC. Multi-day battery life with water resistance for everyday wear. Sounds slick, right? Pretty bold claims, but here is where things get interesting. Reality check. Claim, replace your passwords. What you actually get, it works beautifully where FIDO2 is supported and nowhere else. Evidence. On Windows 11 and major sites that support passkeys or security keys, the ring worked like a hardware token. I logged into Microsoft accounts, Google Workspace, and GitHub reliably. But legacy apps, older browsers, and certain corporate portals still demanded a password or a fallback second factor. You cannot ditch passwords universally yet. That is not full replacement, that is selective substitution. Claim. Tap to open doors like magic. Reality, only if your building uses compatible standards and your admin provisions the ring. Evidence. In my tests with 2 office systems, one HID-based deployment worked after it provisioned my credential to the ring's secure element. The older system using proprietary legacy cards did not. Consumer deadbolts and apartment intercoms, no-go unless they specifically support compatible NFC credentials. So unless your facilities team is on board, you are still carrying a card or fob. Let's be real here. Access control is a standards maze and the ring cannot brute force compatibility. Claim, transit, and payments. Reality. Transit support is spotty and depends entirely on partnerships, and general contactless payments are not broadly available through this ring. Evidence. At a local transit gate with fast-moving NFC readers, the ring authenticated inconsistently compared to a phone wallet. Move too quickly and you get a misread. Payments. If you are picturing tap-to-pay everywhere, pump the brakes. Without specific payment network integrations, it is not your credit card replacement. Claim. Biometric security that just works. Reality, it works well when your finger is clean and dry, but moisture, cold fingers, or a slightly off angle can cause misreads. Evidence. During workouts or rainy commutes, I saw failed attempts roughly 2 out of 10 times. Enrolling multiple fingers helped. The on-body detection and autolock on removal are legit, and the secure element architecture is the real deal. But biometrics are still biometrics. Environmental factors matter. Claim, week-long battery. Reality, you can hit multiple days, but a full week is optimistic if you actually use it. Evidence. With Bluetooth on for management, a handful of NFC taps daily, and several FIDO2 logins, I averaged 3 to 4 days per charge. A quiet weekend stretched to 5. Heavy days with lots of tap-to-enter moments drained it faster. And here is where it gets mathematically impossible. If the ring is dead, it is not your key anymore. No emergency NFC. You need a backup plan which undercuts the replace everything promise. Here is where things get interesting again. Security posture. The tokenized credentials live in a tamper-resistant secure element with strong isolation. Even if your phone is compromised, your ring's secrets stay on the ring. That is a big win over phone-based passkeys for high-risk users. The plot twist is that setup and provisioning still introduce human friction. You will spend time enrolling fingerprints, pairing, and registering credentials site by site. If you enjoy tinkering, great. If you want instant magic, expect a learning curve. Security and authentication, this is where Token shines. The on-device fingerprint check before any credential leaves the secure element feels enterprise-grade. In my tests, Windows sign-in with FIDO2 was as fast as a U-by key and sometimes faster because the biometric is on the ring, not the laptop. Online logins were snappy once registered. What the marketing does not mention, you still need recovery methods. Lose the ring and you will pray you set up backup keys or recovery codes. Battery life? With typical mixed use, I measured 3 to 4 days per charge. If you limit Bluetooth management, avoid needless wakes, and keep NFC taps minimal, you can push it further. But here is what nobody tells you. Frequent short NFC taps trigger the ring awake more often than you think, and those wake cycles add up. The charging dock is simple and stable, but you must remember to top up or carry a spare key card. Build quality. The ring feels solid with a durable finish that handled knocks and hand washing without drama. Comfort is decent for all-day wear, but sizing matters and thicker profiles can tap the reader at odd angles. The fingerprint sensor placement is good, yet you need a consistent gesture. Wet hands are a red flag for reliability. No obvious dropshipping weirdness here. This is a real device with real engineering. Compatibility. The marketing leans on broadly compatible, but the reality is narrower. For door access, you need your organization to provision the right credential type. For web logins, you need FIDO2 or passkey support. For transit, you need a participating network. The ring is a fantastic key in the right ecosystem and a fancy ring in the wrong one. User testimonials echo this split. When it works with their office and workflow, it is life-changing. When it does not, it gathers dust. Buy with caution. If your company supports compatible NFC credentials and you regularly use FIDO2 or passkeys, the Token Smart Ring can be a genuine productivity and security upgrade. It is fast, secure, and more convenient than fishing for a dongle. But if you are a regular consumer hoping to replace keys, transit cards, and passwords everywhere, temper expectations. The value equation depends on your environment. With pricing that typically lands in the premium accessory range, it is not a casual purchase. Pros: strong secure element, on-body biometric, slick passwordless on supported systems, solid build. Cons: compatibility gaps, moisture-sensitive biometrics, realistic battery closer to midweek than full week, and you still need backups. Save your money if your ecosystem is not ready. Otherwise, it is worth it if you know what you are getting. Stay savage out there. Thanks for watching. If this review saved you from wasting money or helped you find something actually worth buying, I have put the link to check current pricing and read more reviews in the description. And hey, if you do decide to buy through my link, it helps fund these investigations without costing you extra. Got questions about compatibility with your office or transit system? Drop them in the comments and I will test what I can. Next up, I am comparing this ring to a top-tier hardware key and a phone-based passkey setup to see which is the real daily driver. This is your resident tech skeptic signing off. Stay savage and see you in the next one.